Coming up in this Brightline construction update. This is the first part of a two-part series looking at the cutover of the new crossover in Micco. Micco is located on the southern border of Brevard County, Florida, just north of the Sebastian River. The purpose of this cutover was to remove the old Micco South siding turnout and install the final turnout for and activate the new Micco crossover. They started before the sun came up on a Saturday morning, and by the time I had arrived, the old turnout had already been removed, and the siding track had been straightened and a section of new track built to attach to the new crossover. Crews were in the process of preparing the roadbed for the final crossover turnout to be installed. The old searchlight signals were starting to be removed, with the new signals having their heads turned and powered on. The first searchlight that was removed can be seen laying in the ditch on the right. Around this time, Florida East Coast Railway Train 103 arrived on the old siding track to become the first through train to cross through the new crossover turnouts. It's seen here passing by the AFW1 work train, which is waiting for crews to be ready for ballast to be dumped. Short of the new signals, the train came to a stop so the conductor could verify the positioning of the turnouts. The dispatcher had told the crew to verify them since she did not have control of them yet or any way to check them. She also informed them to disregard any signals they saw on the newly activated signals since they were still in the process of being hooked up and tested. And here's a brief look at the train going through the crossover, becoming the first train to use it. With a lull in the action following the passing of 103, I went down to take an up-close look at the AFW1 work train. On the north end was GP 38-2508, which is one of the last locomotives to wear the FEC's Going Places in Florida paint scheme. The train itself was made up of 9 Herzog ballast hoppers. On the south end of the train was GP 40-2-430. Due to the out and back nature of these trains, locomotives are put on both ends, so crews just have to change locomotives when they change direction, instead of having to go through the process of running the locomotive around the train. Here's a look down into the hoppers and their loads of ballast. The small solar panels power motors that open the doors on the bottom of the car to let out ballast when a button is pressed. This is much safer and easier than having to open them and attempt to regulate the flow manually. Back at the crossover, 2 excavators and a loader were in the process of dragging a part of the new turnout into place. Due to the immense weight of the turnout, it was built in multiple, smaller pieces that could more easily be moved into place. The frog portion had already been installed, so they were moving the switch points themselves into place here. While that was going on, AFW1 moved in. The crew on this train was running low on hours of service for the day and needed to return to Titusville for the night. The decision had been made to drop the necessary ballast onto the tracks here for equipment to move into place later in the day once the construction crews were actually ready for it. By now, the crossover was closer to its final position, with adjustments in its placement still ongoing. And here is AFW1 starting to drop ballast. The worker alongside is operating the buttons that control the doors on the bottom of the car, letting the ballast out. Here's a ground level view of this work taking place. And here they are, heading back south to take the ground crew members back to the crossover after they had finished. AFW-1 was then cleared to head back to Titusville for the night, and the crew was more than ready to end their day, putting the GP-38 into Notch 8 to get moving and providing this neat sight. Back at the crossover, the turnout was now in place, and crews were working to get all the pieces bolted together and make preparations for the switch machine to be installed by the points. Only 3 of the turnouts here will be in service initially, with the one in the southwest corner, which is in the top right here, out of service until the new track is built south from it across the new Sebastian River Bridge. Those of you who like to see track equipment in action will like part 2 of my coverage, which will look at the work happening on day 2 with a lot of that equipment in action, like this ballast regulator. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Also check out my social media pages